Thanks, Mark. Another question. Gov Partners has a question. For each team member, does the price offerings have to be in accordance with their price terms and conditions offered in their awarded schedule?
The answer is yes. Each team member needs to offer items that are on their GSA schedule contract and at least offer those items at the GSA schedule price or below. Obviously, on the government side, we do encourage you to discount off the GSA schedule price, and any order over the simplified acquisition threshold, the ordering contracting officer is required to ask for a price reduction.
Thanks, Mark. Lindsay has a question. Earlier you said that CTAs allow for contractors to team from different GSA schedules. Is this provided as an alternative to establishing BPAs per domain? Not sure what per domain means, but is it an alternative to establishing BPAs?
CTAs are really good to be used when there is a broad requirement, and so I believe what the person is referring to in terms of BPA domains may be functional areas, and so if you have a large-scale BPA, sometimes it is broken up by functional areas, and so in that case, teaming might be recommended if the requirement is to provide a solution under that BPA that meets each one of those functional areas. So in that case, it could be a good idea for teaming, and those functional areas could be broken out under different schedules. If there's an IT component, it could be Schedule 70. If there's a professional services component, it could be MOBIS. So it just depends on the nature of the requirement.
Thanks for that clarification, Mark. Mary is continuing her earlier question. She says she was talking about an awarded BPA that does not list task order RFQs on GSA eBuy. How do we determine which CTA member is responsible for sales reporting when a task order is awarded that uses SINs from more than one CTA/schedule? A complicated scenario, but highly likely for a large BPA. Is there specific information somewhere on this type of question?
Yes, thanks, Mary, for jumping back in there, and I think hopefully I've got a little better understanding of the question. It really does boil down to, based on those task orders, it doesn't really matter if they could issue the RFQs from eBuy or not, but it really boils down to what's awarded under those task orders, and then, what was specified in the task order or award in terms of what CTA member was going to perform which part of the requirement. And so under that scenario, each team member would be responsible for reporting their sales on their portion of the requirement that they performed and that invoicing and payment occurred under. So again, it could happen with a team lead where that gets funneled out to the team member, but it boils down to what portion of the work that you performed, what portion of that was invoiced to the government and payment was occurred, and then the sales reporting and fee remittance would occur by each team member based on the work they performed.
Thanks, Mark. Jim is wondering if contractor team arrangement awards have subcontracting and small business utilization clauses.
CT awards can have subcontracting involved in it. So I would refer you back to our diagram that showed a scenario where we had multiple teams meeting a task order and then various subs under each one of those team members. Currently, there are few limitation of subcontracting clauses in the schedules. There are a few schedules there's one schedule, our temporary schedule that's set aside completely for small business that has some of the small business like limitation subcontracting clauses in there, and there are a few SINs that are in the schedules that do have that clause in there as well.
Thanks, Mark. The next question's from Carrie, but the government can only recognize a contractor on the award documents. Not sure if that's a question or a comment, Carrie.
Well, I think I do know what you're getting at, Carrie. I mean, on the award document, it does recognize each team member, and it does list their GSA schedule contract. The challenge that we talked about a little bit is that the federal procurement data system only allows them to report one contractor for that task order or award. So again, generally we say that generally occurs with the team lead, but that is up to the ordering contracting officer of which contractor they list for purposes of reporting to the federal procurement data system.
Thanks, Mark. Manuel has a question. Are teaming arrangements used by DoD, or is this specific to GSA?
Teaming arrangements can be used by any eligible ordering activity under the GSA schedules in terms of federal agencies. And so it can be used by DoD, it could be used by NASA, Department of Homeland Security. But contractor teaming arrangements is a unique feature of the GSA Multiple Large Schedules program, and it's a feature that here in GSA we're proud of because we believe it does provide flexibility and opportunities for you to better utilize the program.